Hello everyone and welcome back to the Movie Emporium. After I did my last movie review, I was feeling a little sick to the stomach, so I didn't do another review that day like I told you guys I was going to do. So, I'm here back this week. As I told you, I was going to review this film at the end of my last video. I told you this was going to be the next film I'm going to review, and it is. And it is the Arnold Schwarzenegger classic, Terminator. Now, The Terminator is such a great film for so many reasons. It's Arnold Schwarzenegger at his best, Arnold Schwarzenegger at his prime. You can't say Arnold Schwarzenegger's name without remembering this movie. The Terminator was an iconic movie. He's the only, Arnold Schwarzenegger's character is the only character that is on the top 100 villains list and the top 100 heroes list that was done by AFI 5 or 6 years ago, I believe it was. It's been a while since they've done that. I have the Blu-ray edition of it. This movie is so good on Blu-ray. And it's such a great film. It's action-packed. Basically, Arnold Schwarzenegger goes back in time to kill Sarah Connor. He's a robotic or a cybernetic organism. He goes back in time to kill Sarah Connor, played by Linda Hamilton. And Michael Baine's character Kyle Reese goes back in time to basically to save Sarah Connor from him and fuck her so John Connor can be born and the sequels can come out. Which we later find out. That's gotta be the oddest situation though. I mean, think in the future, because John Connor's the one that sends him back in time. Yeah, and by the way, when you're there saving my mother, you also need to fuck me because you're my father. You also need to fuck her. That is gonna be the weirdest thing. Could you fuck my mom, please, while you go back in time to save her? But I think it's funny because back then, the Terminator they sent back there, his hunting techniques weren't as good as the other ones were. And he ends up hunting down every single Sarah Connor that there is. So, he kills all these Sarah Connors. So they think it's a phone book killer, when really it's just Terminator from the future. And, great film that's barely improved on Blu-ray. Car chase scene in the beginning, or at the end, I mean, it's great. The whole movie just looks so much better on Blu-ray. This movie is one action movie that will always be good. It's one that's never going to go out of style. Just like sunglasses, they'll never go out of style. This is classic Arnold Schwarzenegger at his best. They did 3 sequels to this. They did Terminator 2, Judgment Day, Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines, and Terminator Salvation. They're currently working on Terminator 5. I have heard rumors that Arnold Schwarzenegger is supposed to be coming back for that. I hope he does. In a way, he sort of made a cameo at the end of Terminator Salvation. There's a lot of debate about whether or not that was CGI or whether that was really him. I don't care. It was good to see his character in there, and the fact that they didn't use another actor that looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger to do it. I can go on here and see if I can find anything about Terminator 5 while I'm on here doing this review. Whoa. Coming out in 2014, supposedly. Alright. I didn't find anything except that it's been put on there for 2014 release. I have the entire saga. The only one I don't have on Blu-ray is the third one. I have that one on DVD because I got it before Blu-rays came out, and I didn't have any of the other ones, and I got the rest of them on Blu-ray. Terminator Salvation, I've got some of the action figures. Second, I'll get them. I got the original Terminator action figure for Terminator Salvation right there. Only got 3 of the action figures. I've got the this one is from Terminator 3, of course. The tank that they fight when they're in Skynet and Terminator 3 Rise of the Machine. And then, of course, I have this guy right here, which you can't tell by looking at the action figure, but it is in fact John Connor. I loved the Terminator Salvation movie. I thought that one was the best one of the sequels, at least. Surprisingly, I thought it was going to be better than the third one. I knew it was going to be better than the third one. I didn't expect it to be better than Terminator 2, but it was, in my opinion. The Terminator, though, is still the best one. There's Terminator, Terminator Salvation, Terminator 2, Terminator 3, in my opinion. This is the best one because it's the very first one. It's before CGI took over. Even though the CGI Terminators do not look that bad, these ones were better. This movie came out in 1984. See the packaging on the inside. It was released on Blu-ray in 2006, which probably was when Blu-ray came. That's about when Blu-ray came out. So, wow. As you can see, I own the entire Terminator collection. I will do reviews on all the films eventually. See, Terminator. Maybe I might do them all this season. I haven't really decided what all I'm going to do this season yet. Terminator. Then, of course, I have Terminator 2 Judgment Day. That one's really good on Blu-ray. Then on DVD, I have Terminator 3 Rise of the Machine. And I have the director's cut of Terminator Salvation. The Terminator series is just a great series of action meets sci-fi. It's a prime example of how action and science fiction can come together and make a great film. And there's one thing I have to say: if you're an Arnold Schwarzenegger fan and you do not have the Terminator in your collection, then guess what? You're fucking kidding yourself by saying you're an Arnold Schwarzenegger fan. You can't be an Arnold Schwarzenegger fan and not have the Terminator in your collection. That's like being... Let's see here. That's like being a fan of Michael J. Fox and not having Back to the Future in your collection. Okay? It's like being a fan of Steve Martin and not having Planes, Trains, and Automobiles or The Jerk in your collection, you know? If you're a fan of a film, of a certain actor, there are certain films that you have to have in your collection. And being an Arnold Schwarzenegger fan, Terminator is the #1 movie you must have in your collection. I mean, Arnold Schwarzenegger has had some memorable roles, but no role as memorable as the Terminator. I mean, hasta la vista, baby. I'm the Terminator. I'm here to terminate you. Sorry if you think my Arnold Schwarzenegger impersonation is really bad, but that's as best as I can do. Sounds like there's a Terminator on my computer right now. Yeah. Terminator series and series. I haven't watched all 4 of these back to back in a while. Been meaning to do that. I might do that maybe in a couple weeks. Having a Mark Wahlberg marathon next weekend, where also next weekend will be the weekend that I review my next film, which is one of the Mark Wahlberg movies that I'm doing, and it's his new movie, Contraband. And I can't say anything about whether this is going to be a review or a review/rant. If it ends up being a rant, it won't be as part of the movie Emporium, because I have not seen the film yet. I got my tax return money, and I like Mark Wahlberg action movies a lot, so I figured I'd pick it up. I heard it was good. I'm going to find out for myself on Tuesday. I'm going to watch it on Tuesday, watch it again Saturday, and I'll probably do the review in the middle of my marathon instead of at the end after I watch the film, just because of time constraints. I don't want to be doing this at 11 o'clock at night. Because it will be the first time I'm having a Mark Wahlberg Blu-ray marathon next weekend, watching 6 of his movies and ending it with Contraband, of course, because it's his newest one. But I will be reviewing that for my next movie review, so I hope you all see me next week for that. The Terminator, again, great film. Blends action and science fiction together phenomenally. It is directed by James Cameron, such as is the second one, I believe. Yeah, first 2 are directed by James Cameron. The third one is directed by some douche named Jonathan Mostow. The last was directed by MCG. I would love to see James Cameron direct T5 again. That'd be awesome. If they can get James Cameron to come back, T5 will be packed. Terminator, great film. If you haven't seen it, I've got one question for you. Where the fuck have you been for the past 28 years? Okay, this is one of the greatest movies that came out in the early to mid 80s. Definitely one of the greatest action movies to ever come out. One of the greatest sci-fi movies to ever come out. Again, Terminator on Blu-ray. You could probably pick it up on Blu-ray for about 10 to 15 bucks probably now. It's been out for a while. I got it for like 10 bucks, I think, when I got it, and that was a couple years ago. Back when Terminator Salvation came out, I got it. So, this is my review on Terminator. I give it the good old 2 thumbs up. Great film. Check it out. Terminator is awesome. We got off here now. I'll see you guys next week again when I review the new Mark Wahlberg movie, Contraband.